Hello and welcome back to the Championship Wrap. I'm Jenna Brough. Here alongside me I've got Andrew Henderson again. First up, Hendo, what a great weekend for you. Now sitting second, 6 points clear of Hull FC in third. You've been down to London, got the big victory.
Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend for us at the Warrington Wolves. A really good performance against a very, very good London side who, I think have really been a surprise package in the Super League this season, and I thought they brought a lot to Super League as well. So, that potentially could have been a tricky fixture for us, but we certainly didn't disrespect the opposition. We went down there fully focused, and on the back of that, one of the great things that you can do at Ealing is you can, with the artificial pitch, you can play more games on there. So there was actually a triple header. The academy played at 12, we played at 3, and then the curtain faller was the scholarship at 5 o'clock, and it was a great day for the Warrington Wolves club with all 3 grades getting results against the Broncos. So good day all around for the Broncos, and it's a nice weekend for myself and my family.
Now let's turn our attention to the round 20 results. First up, we've got a big fixture here. We've got Sheffield hosted York down at the Olympic Legacy Park. York coming away with a big victory, 23-16. Now York sitting in second.
Yeah, fantastic result for York and performance. Arguably, probably, I think their best performance of the season, if I'm honest. They're coming up against a very determined Sheffield side who are on the cusp of the playoffs, and again, were equally as determined to try and keep themselves in the race for the top 5, and that's certainly been a bit of a hammer blow for them as they now drop into 7th place. But York, like you said, that's their 4th consecutive result. I mean, it was a really tight game, and I believe it was a really well contested first half. I think the second half was the undoing for Sheffield. They just lacked that cohesion and that consistency in their play. I thought York really hung tough. They really hung tough in that second half. They're sitting clear second now.
I know, yeah.
We'll discuss the other results as they come up, but they're in second place now off the back of that performance and result. And Sheffield, albeit they're not out the race for the top 5, they're certainly making things our life a lot more difficult now coming into the closing stages of the season.
Next up, we've got Toulouse, defeated at home by Bradford 26-24. Matty Wildy scoring the winning try, but this game changed lead 5 times.
Yeah, it did. Wow, what a game. And it was extreme heat as well. I mean, the match commissioner on the day had to basically run the game in 4 20-minute quarters because of the conditions were that bad. Yeah, they had to have the continuous water breaks. So it was really taxing on both teams. And you'd think, certainly in those conditions that the Toulouse boys would have responded the better out of the 2 teams. But it was the boys from Yorkshire that managed to adapt to the conditions. And wow, what a show! What a great game and a great advert again for the Betfred Championship. Like you said, the lead exchanged 5 times. Bradford started the better in the first quarter. Then Toulouse hit back with 3 quick fire tries in the second quarter, took the lead, and at one point there you're thinking, they're going to kick on now, and then all of a sudden Bradford just get themselves back into the contest, and it was just there was all sorts of action going on. They're certainly on a bit of a roll now, aren't they, Bradford? Like you said, since that game, that result, that must-win game against Halifax that was doomed, they've really got a roll off the back of that, and they are still well and truly in the hunt for the top 5. They sit 6th place at the moment, 2 points outside the 5, but they are coming home strong. Toulouse, on the other hand, their form's just dropped off in recent weeks, to be fair, and to be honest, could find themselves dropping out of the top 5 if they don't pick up their act soon.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Featherstone, who hosted Leigh down at the LD Nutrition Stadium. Let's take a look at the action first, as this is our feature game.
Leigh with the ball in, good ball here. Woods goes out the back to Ridyard. Ridyard, short ball to Passon. He'll score. Not a finger laid on him. Happy days there for Leigh. Busby half-back. Chisholm scheming, drops the ball off to Day. Change of angle and he'll score. Fantastic finish there for Featherstone. Hood, dummy half. Gets the ball to Woods. Woods will go across to Costello. Great hands in the corner. And he'll score. Forsyth will score. Ball comes out to Day. Day onto Hardcastle. Hardcastle onto Briscoe. Briscoe with a try line in front of him. Will he get there? Yes, he'll score easily. He'll come round on the sticks as well to make the conversion easy. Turns the 4 into 6. Great try there for Featherstone. Leigh on the attack again. Jake Emmett will get the ball out to Woods. Woods goes to the line. Shape ball. Great ball to Passon. He's got too big, too strong, and he'll finish. Ashton Goulden making the chase, but couldn't quite get there. Hood to Woods. Woods showing in. Plays out. Ridyard out the back. Ridyard. Interception. Chisholm. He's got the legs. Surely he's got the speed. Chisholm. 50 to go. He's slowing down. Marsh, is he going to get there? He's going to the corner. Try time. Finish there for Chisholm. Fev good ball here now. Ball comes out back to Reynolds. Reynolds will go to the line. Short ball to Walters. Walters bumps off one, bumps off two. Try time. Fantastic finish there from Walters. Great little interplay. He can to Ridyard. Ridyard goes across the line. Out the back to Woods. Woods will go wide. Wide ball to Forsyth. Forsyth steps off his right. Finish, great try there. In the corner. Forsyth for the great finish. That's game over. Featherstone just win 24 points to 20. A great game this afternoon.
Wow, what a game this must have been to watch. 24-20 to Featherstone. Hendo, the only game changer here was the kicking game. Featherstone having 100% kicking conversion rate. Lee only 50%. That changed the game, 24-20.
Yeah, well, it proved to be the difference, didn't it, at the end of the day. But, yeah, like you said, we talked about it last week, Jenna, didn't we? We really were expecting a mouth-watering clash, weren't we, between two very good sides. I believe Coach John Duffy was pretty much praising the Featherstone side. He felt they did deserve to win. He felt his side just made probably too many errors with the ball and gifted the Featherstone side too many opportunities, which, in all fairness to Featherstone, capitalised on. Coach Ryan Cowan, on the other hand, was really, really pleased with his men. He just felt they showed great resolve and great mental attitude to stay in the fight and come home victors. And like I said, they now go on points difference ahead of Lee now and jump into fourth, Lee into fifth, but it's still very, very close in that mixer, but an important win there for the Featherstone Rovers.
It is, yeah. Next up, we've got Widnes, who are taking a big step up the championship ladder here, beating Rochdale 40 points to 12. Also, I must say, Patrick Arvan, on his second debut, got 2 tries. Also, Jack Owen scoring a hat-trick.
Yes, that's right. Listen, this was a much-needed performance for Widnes, and I felt the introduction of Patrick Arvan certainly has given the team a timely boost. I think as well the disappointment of last week, the 62-0 drubbing to the hands of the Bradford Bulls was enough motivation to get a response this week. And,
I'm sure
and like I said, Jack Owens really did a good job for his coach. He scored a hat-trick for the team. He was the man of the match, I believe, in the game. Some really good quality performance from him, and the fans have been happy that they saw the amount of tries that they did and some really good football played by the Vikings.
Next up, we've got Dewsbury, who hosted at the Tetley Stadium, hosted Barrow 40 points to 26. But I must say, Paul Sykes, 450th career appearance.
Amazing.
Very good. Well
Fantastic
done.
Achievement, Paul. That's an amazing achievement. 450 career games is magnificent. And like you said, and he certainly played his part in this game as well. He kicked some really important goals for the side, scored a great try himself, I think, to extend the lead for Dewsbury at one point, because they did have to come from behind. They were behind. I think Barrow had the early ascendancy. I think they went 10-0 up. But then it was 12-10 at half time. I think they got ahead again, and then Dewsbury, I think, levelled the scores at 20-all. I think the reality is for Barrow is they conceded 30 points in the last half an hour of the game. They were well and truly in control early doors. They managed to let that slip, and full credit to Dewsbury. I know they've been under some pressure in recent weeks and not been probably delivering the levels of performance that Coach Lee Greenwood would hope for, but fantastic performance there from the Rams, and Conor McGrath, who's on loan from Halifax, was a real standout performer for the Dewsbury Rams on the day.
Next up, we've got Toronto, who hosted down at the Lamport Stadium on 38 points now, 10 points clear of the second place. They beat Halifax 34-12. Where Halifax going to go from this?
Yeah, it's disappointing for Halifax. It's their 6th straight league defeat in a row. So, that's not what their coach would have hoped for. But, I do feel the scoreline maybe didn't reflect the game as such. I thought Halifax, they turned up there with a game plan to try and, challenge Toronto in a different way, and they had a couple of chances, but they just failed to take those chances. And I believe Coach Brian McDermott wasn't too pleased with the overall performance from his team. I think he's happy that he'll take the win, and it's a win, but I think he felt it was probably an ugly performance from his team and probably didn't handle the game as well as he would have hoped for. And he's got very high standards as a coach, as we know. Gareth O'Brien was the standout performer on the day.
200th career appearance as well.
Fantastic achievement for him. 200th career appearance, as you rightly say. Well done, Gareth. But again, he was a real standout performer for the Wolfpack.
Final game of the round 20 championship results here. We've got Swinton, who edged Batley 20 points to 18. 3rd game out of 4 consecutive wins now.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for the Swinton Lions, and I think it was a great contest on the day. I think Batley certainly turned up to win the game. They didn't come with the wrong attitude at all, and it was really nip and tuck.
Just a penalty goal.
Well, at the end, it came down to those successful conversions from Hanson, really, that proved the difference. But fair play to Swinton. They hung in there and they found a way. Batley will be bitterly disappointed because they would have seen that game as a winnable game, but unfortunately for them, they fell short. And
just not enough.
Well done, the Lions.
Just not enough. Thanks for that, Ender. That's it from the round 20 results. Now let's take a look at the round 21 fixtures. First up, we've got Sheffield in 7th place v Dewsbury in 12th on Friday night. What's your thoughts with this game?
Wow. Well, this is a really important fixture, especially from Sheffield's perspective, because they have to win this. This is a must-win for them at the end of the day. If they've got any hope of reaching the top 5, they have to win this game. They are at home. They're expected to win. But the reality for them is they have to be better for longer periods of the game. They're just lacking a little bit of consistency in key areas of their game at the moment, which they need to improve. They need to be a little bit more clinical with the ball. They need to be able to, their discipline's just got to tidy up a little bit as well. So they've got a couple of areas of their game that they just make sure they need to be on with come Friday night, because they are going to face a very determined Dewsbury side. But I'm going to tip a Sheffield win at home.
I'll go Sheffield.
Yeah, I think at home they should have enough.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Rochdale in 14th, Toulouse in 3rd. Toulouse being defeated, going to want to come back, make that break.
Well, they have to, don't they? Because they've not been in the best vein of form in recent weeks. And that, again, they'll see this as an opportunity to get a response. No disrespect to Rochdale, but I think it'll be nothing short than a Toulouse victory this week, Jenna. I think, like I said, they'll be determined. They'll see that they've now slipped out a second. I think that's going to hurt them a little bit, because I think they see themselves as a top 2 team. Yeah, the fact they're not in that top 2 now is going to. I think it's going to be a real motivating factor for them. So I'm expecting a very clinical and ruthless performance from the Toulouse Olympique side.
Okay. Next up, we've got Toronto v Featherstone, 1st v 4th. Yeah. Featherstone are going to travel to Lampard Stadium. Yeah. Also, Featherstone, new signing today, landed today. Yep. Connor Jones, come from Australia, playing scrum half.
Yeah.
Is he going to make the difference?
Potentially. It's a big ask for the kid, to come over now at this stage of the season.
It's a lot of travelling as well to come from Australia today to go to Toronto at the weekend.
Well, it's whether or not, Coach Ryan Carroll will have to assess that. Will he throw him straight in? It's a big ask. He might want to give him a couple of weeks to settle in and get used to his surrounding, get used to his teammates and understand the systems and the structures that they're working to. Because at the moment, if they hold on to Reynolds and Chisholm and they're fit and they're doing a good job, so there's probably no reason. But he may find himself sneaking onto the bench. He can play a little bit of hooker as well, can't he? So he may find himself sneaking onto the bench. But looks just going to be a cracking game. It really is. I certainly believe that they're going to be a thorn in this Toronto side. However, you'd have to still go with Toronto at Toronto with the quality of the team that they have at their disposal. They should do enough to overcome a very, very good Featherstone side.
Well, I'll back against you there. I'm going to go Featherstone to upset the apple cart.
Fair enough. Hey, go for it, Jenna.
Yeah.
You've tipped some good ones in the past, so.
I think I got them all right last weekend.
Well, let's not go there. We'll see.
Right. Next up, we've got Barrow v Leigh.
Interesting.
Down at the Craven Park.
Yeah, interesting.
Come on.
Interesting game. Barrow, Barrow have been a reasonable form of late. I think they've been playing some pretty decent stuff. I think they're going to challenge Leigh this week. They're desperate. They're fighting that relegation battle at the moment. They want to try and peg back Dewsbury, which unfortunately they lost to on the weekend. I think it's going to be a really tough contest, but I think Leigh will have just a little bit too much quality in the ranks to get the job done. And I just think they know they're in that top 5 now. They want to stay in that top 5. They want to keep pushing and chasing York as well, and Featherstone, who are above them. So I just think Leigh will just have enough on the day. But I think it's going to be a close one.
Next up, we've got Batley v York at Batley. York going to want to go there and get another win. Batley's a really hard place to go, playing on that hill.
Absolutely. Oh, it is. And, like I said, York, I think they've had four straight league wins now.
Batley going to want to win, though.
Batley come off the back of 5 consecutive losses, but... it's a tough one. I don't know who to back here, because I'll be honest with you. I've had a few York fans contacted me on Twitter, and they're basically trying to shove it up me because I keep tipping against York. And every time I was backing against York early in the season, they were picking up the results. When I backed York, the game got postponed or they lost. So I've been sort of backing. There's some method in the madness, folks. Trust me. So now, because I've been getting called out on this, I'm going to have to go the other way now. I'm going to back York this week against Batley, and we'll see what happens. If York lose this one, then maybe I have to go back to backing against York to get them back on the horse. Is there superstition involved? I don't know. But
probably your superstition.
But back to the footy talk, the rugby talk. Look, it's a big big game here for Batley for me. You know, they really need to get themselves back on the horse. 5 straight losses ain't good enough for them. I know they're capable as a team, but York at the moment just seem like a well-oiled machine, don't they? Everybody knows their role. They're playing very, very well. They're confident, and I think personally, they'll still this week will be. I just think they're going to keep riding this wave of momentum at the moment and get the job done against a Batley side who will do everything to disrupt them and make it messy and try and get that result. But I just think York at the moment, they're just on fire for me. So I'm tipping a York win. But don't hold it against me, folks, if it doesn't go your way.
I'm feeling I need to go Batley because you're saying York. No, I'll go York.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got a game which they're both coming off wins. Bradford v Swinton. They're both going to want to win here.
You reckon? Of course they're both.
Of course they're going to win. Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, I know. Look, listen, you're right. Look, Swinton, they're in some decent form.
Yeah.
But to be fair, actually,
They've both found the form.
Both teams are in really good form at the moment, so it's actually going to be a really good game. I think Swinton go there with nothing to lose. I think they're in a pretty good place at the moment where they're sat in the league. They've got enough cushion between them and the bottom 2 teams. However, they want to just keep moving forward, won't they? Just to keep that breathing space, you know what I mean? But Bradford, like I said, they've got their own agenda at the moment. They're writing their own story at the moment, and that is to get into the top 5. There've been really strong team performances of Bradford in recent weeks, and I see nothing short of another strong team performance from the Bulls this week, so I'm tipping a Bradford result.
Okay, I'll go Bradford. Last up, round 21 fixture. Yep. We've got Halifax v Widnes. Now, there's only 4 points difference between these two. Halifax really, really need to get back into winning ways.
They do, and they're at home.
Widnes are coming off a win.
Yep, and I'm going to back Halifax. I think they're playing a Widnes side for me that can blow hot and cold at the moment. We've seen Widnes on the day, produce some fantastic performances, but on the day as well, they've been really, really poor. So for me, it depends on what Widnes side's going to show up. Yeah, I think for me, my gut's telling me it's going to be a Halifax win on the day. Yeah.
We shall see. I'll go Halifax. Thanks for that, Hender, and also thanks again for joining me this evening, and thanks for coming to life at last minute, waking up for the show.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Jenna. Yeah, no worries. No, it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it again. It's been fantastic. And like I said, some fantastic action that was again on show, wasn't there? And we look forward to seeing some more next week.
Join us again next week as we review the round 21 championship action. Thank you.